Okay, testing. There we go. The chat is active. Hello, anyone who is watching. I am Chastity White Rose, and I am a chess player. And this is the second episode of my daily series that I'm doing. I call it Chess of the Day. The idea is to play at least one chess game every day. After I get home from work at Walmart, in the morning before I go to sleep, I play some chess because this is how I de-stress. Now, not everybody reduces stress by playing chess. Some people get stressed out by playing chess. So if chess stresses you out, maybe you should not play it. But people like me have found it quite relaxing. It's because it uses my very autistic brain to think through some interesting problems. And it teaches me to remember my past mistakes and make better moves in the future. So the way I'm just going to start is I'm just going to start up a 30-minute classical game. Classical is like they call it classical. It's like longer time controls, closer to what is done in official tournaments. So we're just going to match with a random person. First other person on this website who also requests a 30+0 time control will probably be matched with me. And there are a lot of people who play here. Okay, we're in a game. There we go. They do e4, I do e6. This is called the French defense. And it's one of the openings that I really studied. And I just happen to really like it for several reasons. Now, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, that pawn will capture my pawn most likely. And then if it does, then I capture back. Oh, instead that didn't happen. Instead, we're doing this. We're going to chase that bishop away. Very interesting indeed. See, my opponent doesn't always do what I expect. But the French defense is just the way I've been starting the game as black most of the time. I've experimented with many different openings, and I just really like the French defense. I can't say it gives me a better chance at winning for sure. I think any opening that you really practice and get really good at memorizing the different positions that can occur in that style of game, you're gonna win more. I just think that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So if I play a lot of the French defense, I gradually get better at it. So this game is pretty weird so far. I actually have a perfect triangle of pawns here. This isn't usually the way this kind of thing goes. It's a bit freaky, to tell you the truth. Let's try something here. Let's get this queen right here. And the reason I'm getting that queen right here along this diagonal is because I see that my opponent may try to castle. Also, just for your information, notice how I'm putting those arrows on the board? When you're on a regular PC and you right click, you can do things. If you right click a square, it makes a circle. If you click and drag something, then you can just make arrows, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can make all kinds of nonsensical arrows. And then as soon as you left click, it deletes them. So sometimes I use this feature to demonstrate what I'm talking about in my chess games. You know what I mean? Just trying to explain what it is I'm trying to accomplish here. So now, this is a little interesting here. What do we have going on? I think what I'll actually do here, I'm going to get this bishop moved right here. And there's a reason for it, although it may not be apparently obvious right at the moment. And also notice no pieces have been captured yet. That could be good or bad. I'm not sure which at this point. Now, this is an opportunity to capture that pawn, but then they capture me back. Alternatively, I could advance this pawn forward or simply ignore it and then that knight, if I advance this pawn, that knight takes it. And I don't know if I want that to happen or not. I honestly think my best bet is probably to just go ahead and castle here. And then wait and see what my opponent does. Okay, so they capture. Now, this is one of those critical moments of choice here. I can capture back that pawn with either this pawn or this pawn. Now, which is better? See, this pawn would allow this knight to get out, so that's good. At the same time, this pawn, if it moves, would enable this bishop to potentially get out here later. And I think I really want to be able to use that bishop in this game. So I'm actually going to capture with that one. That's why I'm doing that. Okay, let's see here. Right, time for a Monster Zero Ultra drink. Okay, now they have simply advanced this pawn here. That's actually quite interesting. See, that means I have the opportunity to capture that pawn. I can totally capture that pawn. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting because see now their queen has my king in check. And I have to get out of check. Now the best move is probably just to put this rook right here because that way this bishop is defended. That's why I should get out of check that way. You know, and then my next move is probably going to be do something to target that. Oh, well, that's nasty. So now they have me in check with the bishop, see? So if I were to, I could capture that bishop, but if I do that, then they take my rook. And once they take my rook, then my king's over there in the corner. And I'm actually better off, wait a minute. But if I simply move the king, if I move the king here, then this bishop goes right here, and it's still attacking my rook. Yeah. That's not good. That's really, really not good. So it looks like either way, I actually end up losing the rook. No matter what I do here. So that being the case, taking this bishop is actually the better case. So they got me good that time. They got me good there. All right. Hmm. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to move this. Wait, do I want to do that? Yeah, okay. I'm going to move this knight right here. I have something I'm going for. I've already lost one of my rooks, so far in this game I'm losing because you know they piecewise have more than me, more material. But the game has only just begun. I still have my queen, I still have two knights, and I have both my bishops, so I still have a fighting chance, even though I did lose a rook. Now they also lost a bishop, so that's that's considerable. Yeah, I had a feeling that king was going to castle there. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay, now this is gonna look a little bit weird. Yeah, this is gonna look weird. I'm gonna get this knight right there. For one, it kind of prevents this pawn from going out, meaning this bishop stays trapped here. It can't really go. Oh, okay. Well, that's nasty. And see, I can't just take it with this bishop, because then their queen takes my queen. So instead, I'm kind of forced to move. But right now, I can pretty safely move. Yeah, I can move here for now. Right now, it's safe to move there. At least it looks like it. Hmm. Let's see. They are considering their next move. And it looks like at least there's no immediate way for them to put me in check again, which is good. Because I'm actually very glad that I did put this knight here, because otherwise they'd be able to move this out and then have this bishop targeting me there. Okay. Hmm. See, if I move the queen, then they may be able to kill my bishop, and I certainly can't allow that. And if I move the knight, I have to be careful where I move it to. It might actually, huh. This is why I like classic time control, because I can still think about my moves here. Okay, we're gonna get this knight up here. We're just gonna move this knight right there, and there's a reason for it, because I kind of want to get this knight to jump here and then here, targeting this rook before that rook has a chance to get out. That's kind of what I'm aiming for anyway. Let's just hope my opponent doesn't screw it up, because they very well might. See, most of their pieces haven't even moved. That bishop, knight, and rook hasn't moved. And then that other knight has moved back and forth a few times, but hasn't really made any progress. I've got these two bishops here, so there's not too much they can do to me yet. Interesting. They've chosen to move that pawn 2 spaces. Well, that means that their rook could get out that direction. That's true. But I think I will just proceed to then Yeah, I'll still proceed with my plan of moving this knight over here. That rook will probably try to go there. I have a feeling this rook's going to go there. It's going to try to target this knight. I like to predict, and if my prediction happens to be wrong, then no harm done. I just like to predict, and if I'm wrong, then I see what my opponent. Hey, but see, my prediction was right. You see what I'm talking about, people? I can tell by their previous moves what they're going to try to do next. That's the beauty of chess, is that people can be kind of predictable that way. Now, that particular rook can't really do anything to this knight while this knight's still here. But as soon as this knight jumps here, then this rook takes this. So perhaps that means it's not a good time yet to move that. Huh. What do I want to do here? Okay, now this is a wild idea. Okay, I have a really wild idea. What if I simply move this knight here and just do something else totally different? Just totally change my plan. Why not? Okay, so now they've done that. Oh. Oh. I see. Now they've got me in check like that. So I can move this king, or I can try to put this pawn in the way. And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure which is the better option right now. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to use the pawn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use the pawn, and we're going to go with it. We're just going to see what happens. I probably should have killed that bishop when I had the chance. Okay, that bishop kills that, and then I do that, and then their knight can take my bishop. Oh, the Botez Gambit. I just sacrificed my queen. Oh man, I messed up. I messed up. Okay, that cost me the game, that mistake right there. But you know, it is what it is. It doesn't mean the game's over, of course. I'm probably gonna lose, but hey, it's not over yet. Okay, let's. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm not gonna just give up just because I lost my queen. Let's see here. But I could use these knights. Okay, let's try taking this pawn with this knight. We're gonna try it. We're just gonna see what happens there. That rook can take the knight, but then my knight takes the rook. So yeah, I've lost my queen. I'm in a really bad position. I'm probably gonna lose this game, but I can still play for a win, as hoping my opponent makes a really bad mistake, or maybe at least play for a draw, hope for a stalemate. What? Wait, your opponent left the game? You can claim victory in 110 seconds. That's weird. Oh, they're back. They must be having internet connection issues. That's kind of fun here. That's kind of funny how that happens. Okay. Bizarre. Okay, we're going to move the king out of check. I think that's what we're going to do. Just move that king out of check. It's really bad for me. But, okay. Wait, oh. Wait, I can just take, yeah, I can take that pawn with the bishop. I can do that. So it's not all bad. Oh, man. Okay. Now they have taken that. Yes, they have taken that bishop there. And now I take their knight. I'm still in the game. I mean, I haven't lost yet, but they still have a queen. And so I just kind of have a material disadvantage. But I can always pray and hope they make a really bad mistake. Because you never know. Like yesterday's classical game, they just stopped moving and I won just from timeout. Okay. So now they put that knight there. Okay. So what does that knight being there accomplish? I don't know, but I think I'm actually wait. Oh, I see. As soon as I take, yeah, as soon as this knight takes that, then that queen kills that knight. So this is actually harder than it at first would seem. So here's what we're actually going to do. I'm actually going to I'm going to try to attack this rook. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But I'm losing during this point in the game, and so it's important to just try something. So see, now they have me in check. And if I take with this knight, then their queen comes and puts me in check. But if I simply ignore that, I can put this here. I can move the king here. I can move it here. Now, moving it there would be a very bad move to do. Moving it here would be... Okay, I'm just going to stop the pawn from moving further down by putting this here. Or wait, or do I want to do that? Okay, I'm just going to go with it, because if I take too long, I'll just lose by timeout, and I don't want that, you know? Wow. What a wild game. Interesting. Well, I don't want them to take my bishop there. That would be bad. Oh wait, let's get this rook right here. Check. Got the king in check now. What are they going to do to get out of check? What can they do? They're probably just going to move their rook in the way. That's probably what they'll do. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling that was what they were going to do. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I probably, because I could take that rook, but then it just turns into this whole thing where, oh, but if I don't kill it and they come down there, then I get checkmated. So instead, let's get really freaky. Let's simply block that rook's access to that rook. Let's put the bishop in the way between the rooks. Oh, this is fun. This is just dumb the way I'm playing this. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of nasty. Now, why didn't I see that one coming? Because as soon as this bishop moves, then they kill my rook. So I'm going to defend my rook here. I can't do much. Like, okay, I lost. I lost after all that nonsense. I lost that game. That was weird. Okay. Okay. So I've played a classical game. So now I'm going to do something a little bit different. So on Lichess, if you go to custom, you can create a game and you can choose of many variants. There's standard chess, there's Crazy House, Chess 960, King of the Hill, 3-check, anti-chess, atomic, horde, and racing kings. Now I know a little bit about each of these, but I'm not like that good at any of them except for Crazy House. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a 10-minute, okay, let's do 10-minute Crazy House because 10 minutes is probably the minimum amount of time for a decent game, I feel like. I'm going to try to set up a 10-minute Crazy House game, 10 minutes on each clock, so a maximum of 20 minutes. Because Crazy House chess is a whole lot more fun than just, standard chess because you have drops, pieces drop back into the board. So we're going to start the challenge, see if anybody wants to join a 10+0 Crazy House game. Because I'm pretty decent at Crazy House. As long as there's a pretty good, okay, time control. Okay, here we are. I'm playing the white pieces. Okay, now what's interesting about playing Crazy House, any pieces that you capture, they become pieces you get to drop back on the board. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so here I've got both of these pawns in the center. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I've got these 3 pawns in the center here. Yeah, what's even happening here? This is interesting. Okay, I'm going to get this bishop here to stop any diagonal checks along here. You're gonna, let's see how this Crazy House game goes, because Crazy House is actually a lot of fun if you do it right. Let's see here. I want to get I want to be able to get both my knights active as soon as possible. Just get them closer to the center so they can actually start doing something. We don't know what the knights are going to do, but we want them to be able to do something when the time comes. Okay, that knight has gone there, which I must say is kind of interesting. Not what I would have expected. I'm going to get this pawn advanced here in front of the rook. That pawn is safe because it's protected by the rook behind it, see? So anything that takes that pawn can get captured. So that was a generally a solid move here. So, but now they have a bishop and a knight on this pawn. So that means I actually need another defender. Let's defend this pawn with something else. Okay, let's see here. Crazy House is good, man. Crazy House is just fun. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to attack this knight. Let's see. The knight has retreated. That's totally fine. So now, okay, we don't want this knight to be able to go there, so let's just advance that pawn. No pieces have been captured in this game yet, but we may try to change that soon. We may change that. So let's get this pawn advanced right here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to advance that pawn. Now, they can capture that pawn, but then I capture back. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay. We're going to capture that pawn there. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to capture that pawn there. They will probably try to capture back with their pawn. Hmm. Okay, so we each have captured a pawn, and notice how we each have a pawn in reserve? Because I captured a black pawn, it turned into a white pawn that I can drop on the board. But do I want to drop that yet? Honestly, I don't know if it's a good idea yet to do that or not. It's hard. Oh, wait. Oh, there is. Oh, look at this, guys. I have an opportunity. If I drop this pawn right here, next turn I'm guaranteed to kill either their knight or their rook. So now I capture that knight. It becomes a queen. Of course, they instantly kill it, but I kill the knight. So that was actually a pretty good move there. So now I have an extra knight, but I don't know where I'm going to drop it yet. I don't really know if I have a good place to drop that knight. But first, let's try advancing this pawn forward a little bit. We're going to advance this pawn forward, and we're just going to see what happens. Because I would like to get any pawns close to the other side. Because it's in Crazy House, it's much easier to get pawns to the other side to become new queens. The fact that you can just drop pawns almost anywhere, you can't drop them on the final rank. You can't drop them on the first or final rank, but you can drop them most places on the board. So let's see what we got. Okay, we're gonna get this bishop pointed towards that pawn. We're just gonna try that. We're just going to start attacking. Okay, so now what they've done is they blocked the attack by dropping that pawn there, which is probably a very smart move of them to do. But now see, we're going to... I see. Okay, I'm going to move the queen here, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Oh, see, oh no. Now what they've done to me. Oh man. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're actually going to try. Okay, do I sacrifice a knight or a bishop? Knights are more helpful. I'm gonna sacrifice the bishop here. And then I'm going to, yeah. Then I'm gonna move this knight here. Yes. At least I get to capture a few pawns in the process here. Then what are they gonna do? I am behind on time though. I need to mind my time because it's not classical. It's hard to find somebody to play classical crazy house. That's part of why I use a lower time control. Okay, so now they're doing that sort of nonsense. So they could capture that knight, but then if they do, then I capture there. Okay, so let's ignore that. Let's drop a pawn here. We're just going to drop a pawn there. Oh, okay. Then we're going to capture that because new queen. They're going to capture it, obviously. But I'm doing what I can just to continually annoy them, get my pawns in their territory. It's going to be extremely annoying. I'm getting my pawns all up in their territory, just driving them mad. See, that's the way this works. Pawns are so useful here. Okay, I have no more pawns to drop here right now. Nothing I can do at the moment, but I can, of course, continue to castle my king, which is not a bad thing to do, really. I did some smart moves, very smart moves. Oh, there's another smart move I could. Oh no, that's not a smart move. At first it looked like it, but no, that is not a smart move. But you don't know what move I was thinking that was smart and is not. But it just was not a smart move. It just looked like it at the time until I saw that knight next to the king. Oh, it's my turn. I saw my time was ticking down. Okay, so let's. Oh wait. They got my. Okay, that's very unfortunate. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're gonna get that knight, and I can't really stop that. Okay, if I'm gonna lose a knight anyway, let's put them in check like that. That was probably a bad move, but I'm getting low on time, so I'm just risking it. Okay, they got that. Now my queen is kind of in danger here, but okay, I'm gonna get this. Huh. Okay, I'm just gonna get the queen over there. I can't save my queen and this knight and that rook. I just can't save them all. It's just not possible. So they're gonna take something. At least they're taking a little bit of time to think of their move. I think they're going to take the rook. And if they do take the rook, then my rook will take their bishop. But no, they did not in fact do that. So instead, we're just going to attack their queen with this pawn and see what they do about that. I'm still in the game. Made a few mistakes here, but the game's not over, and Crazy House is more complex than just your standard chess. It's way cooler because you just have pieces that will drop back on the board. It's possible to make a comeback and get out of check that would be a checkmate in standard chess. That's the complexity of Crazy House is very much like shogi. I also play shogi, Japanese chess. On one of my Chess of the Day episodes, I may actually play some shogi. Now I'm gonna lose because I'm not like good at shogi like I am chess. Okay. Oh, I see what. Okay, now that's not good at all. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like. Yeah, yeah, I have to move the king there, but that's bad because as soon as that knight goes anywhere, then I'm in check again by this bishop. So they did it nasty that time. That was a really nasty move. Okay, they got me good. See, there's nothing I can really do about that. That's what's so frustrating. There was nothing I could do. Okay, we're just gonna attack that bishop. They're gonna take the knight. I can't do much about it, but I'm just okay. Ah, okay, okay. I'm gonna play another crazy house because that was yeah, yeah. We're gonna start a new crazy house here. Oh man, crazy house is so tricky here. Let's see. Will anybody join my crazy house game? All right, here we are. Crazy house. I'm playing the black pieces this time. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Starting a crazy house game. Let's get this bishop out. We're just gonna get this bishop out there so it doesn't get trapped. Now we have something like a French defense. Oh, okay. Let's capture that. And then let's put it right back there and attack that bishop. Crazy house is funny like that. Hmm. Now let's get this pawn advanced up here. They've castled the king very quickly, I see. Okay, we want to advance this pawn, threaten that bishop. Okay. Oh, what a wait. What? Oh, of course. That was stupid of me to do that. That was really stupid. Why did I do that? I it, their queen's in line there. Okay, that was just bad. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start lining things up along that square next to the king there, and it may or may not work out in your favor. We don't know what's gonna happen here. Oh wow. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. I just lost a bishop, but at least I got to take a few pawns there. How crazy, man. They don't call it Crazy House for nothing. This kind of chess really is crazy. So we're going to, okay, let's get this pawn moved right here. Block that bishop attack on that bishop. See, when you have a lot of pawns, you can use those pawns to your advantage and you can just start attacking your opponent in unexpected ways. Now this knight could go here, go there, 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 there. It has all these places it could go. Where is it likely to go? Who can say? But it is safe to say that I want to get more of my pieces out. I'm going to get that knight out there. I'll probably castle my king. It's probably what I'm going to do. Oh. What? Okay, well, I can simply move that bishop over there. Now that knight could take it. They could, but will they? And if they do, I just capture with my pawn. Okay, so now they've gone that route. So they could take my knight, but see what I can do is I can attack their queen with this bishop. I think I'm going to do that. I'm attacking their queen there. Let's see what they do about it. So if they take my knight with their pawn, I just kill their queen. Will they move their queen? What will they do? Yeah, they moved the queen. All right. And since they moved the queen, this gives this knight a chance to actually escape somewhere. The knight probably should just go here. Probably the best place. That knight will take it, but then my bishop takes that knight. It's all good. It's all good Crazy House game. Crazy House is just fun because it's more complex than chess. Chess, you know what? Chess just isn't hard enough. Chess is just not complex enough, so I have to play Crazy House, so I have a challenge. So far, nobody is watching this stream right now. That's totally fine, whether they do or don't. But last time, I had people chatting, and I didn't even notice it because I wasn't expecting anybody to watch. I didn't really announce it or anything. I just started doing it, and then I had some not so nice comments. That was interesting. I responded at the end. It was funny. This person was like, "You're a dumb fuck. Have a nice day." Like, okay, have a nice day. Like, whatever. Maybe English is not their first language. Maybe they meant it as a compliment, what they were saying. Who knows? I'll never know who they were or what they were really trying to say. Okay, interesting. So now I see. So now that bishop is right there. Okay, we're going to put this pawn right there so this bishop no longer can attack that knight. It's just got interesting. Very interesting. Now, if I had one more pawn, I could do something really dangerous. Okay, have to kill that knight back. That's the only logical thing to do in this case. Where okay, I have a feeling. I have this feeling they're gonna drop a knight right there. Why do I have that feeling? See, they did. See what I'm talking about, people? I can predict my opponent's moves. Okay, and now that they moved that there, what am I going to do about it? My best bet is probably just to, yeah, probably just best to move the king out of check. That's probably the only thing I can really do there. And now where's that knight gonna go? It doesn't really have any. Oh, it does have a good spot. Oh, that's not a good spot. Okay, I'm safe. Yeah, I'm safe here. Okay. If I kill that knight, I know what I want to do with it. See, you have to think about capturing your opponent's pieces as if I capture that piece, then I get to take that piece and drop it where I want. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop my knight right here and put that king in check. That's what I'm going to do. I know it looks insane. It does look insane. It looks very insane, I know. But see, that king has to go there. And then my queen kills that bishop. And then their pawn kills my queen. And then, after that happens, my next move will be a checkmate. Can you see where the checkmate's gonna be? It's right here. Checkmate. I win. You see, the king can't go here because of the knight. It can't kill the bishop because of the pawn. It has nowhere to go. I just lost my queen, but I checkmated my opponent. That's an example of how Crazy House can go. I think I need one more Crazy House game before I end today's Chess of the Day. we're gonna do one more crazy house, because this crazy house is so much fun. Like, dude, crazy house is just so much fun. Like, cause see, crazy house is different than chess because the tactics for crazy house are different than chess. Because in chess, you have to think, oh yeah, I'll sacrifice a pawn to gain an advantage, a position or something like the Queen's Gambit. But you don't use the Queen's Gambit at Crazy House. In fact, you can't because you'll lose. If you try to sacrifice pieces, your opponent will just take those pieces, they'll drop them in the worst possible spot, and they will kill you with them. So you don't use gambits in Crazy House, at least not at the start of the game. Later on, when you have more material, like what I just did there, I just sacrificed my queen and won the game because I knew I had a checkmate coming. But ordinarily, you don't try to do something like that at the start of the game. Do that at the end of the game. Oh, okay. Now they're trying to get me to take that pawn. And if I do, then of course they're just going to put me in check. I'm going to advance that. I'm just going to advance that pawn there. If they put me in check, then that happens. Okay, now we've got this going on. I'm going to make my moves a little bit faster in this game. Just a little bit. They bring the queen out. I threaten the queen. The queen retreats. The queen is attacking this there. So we don't want to allow that. We want to just get a nice line of pawns there so they all defend each other. Okay, there's that. I just took a knight. They just totally let me take it. Oh, I see. I see how it works. That was their plan. How nasty. Now, oh, that was nasty of them. See, that's what they did there, is they just totally, oh man. Okay. Well, there's nothing I can do to stop it. I mean, yeah, see, because they're going to take that rook. And when they do, I just have to be prepared to take it. Except, wait a minute. Before that, attack the queen. Let's attack the queen there. We're going to scare the queen. Get the queen to move away. That's my plan. Okay. So they still got to kill the rook, and they got a new queen, but I'm going to take their original queen. That's what I'm going to do. I'm taking the original queen there. Okay. So now what are we going to do? So we have this issue here where, yeah, got to be careful how we do this. I'm going to get this queen up in their territory there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that queen up there and see what they do about it. They got to be careful. If they're not careful, I could checkmate them. Okay. They were smart enough to not do that. Okay, so now we're going to come over here. We're going to take this pawn with this new queen. Okay, now they're trying to do that. They're trying to... Yeah, freaky, man. I see I have to get my queen moved out of the way. That's the sad reality of this. I have two queens, but Oh, wait. Oh, man. So you see what they did? Now my king has nowhere to go, so I'm forced to take this rook. And then I'm forced to take that. Then they take that knight, and I'm forced to drop this rook in the way to attack that. So it's getting really nasty here. Oh no. What? What is even happening here? Okay. Okay, we're gonna drop this knight right. Oh man, that was wild. That was wild. Okay, new opponent. I gotta do another one. This is great. Okay. I'm loving the Crazy House. Crazy House is just a really fun chess variant. And I think this episode, will be me playing a little bit of Crazy House. I'll have a few games I can just share to social media, and then that way, I will have introduced Crazy House and how fun it is, and I may try some of the other chess variants available on Lichess because they're just a lot of fun. Lichess has a lot of different variants, but there's other websites that have more variants. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go with my French defense. We're just gonna roll with it. Okay. Alright, there we go. Capture back there. And we take that. Then if their knight takes my bishop, then I capture back with my queen there. It's all just fine. Okay, now we have to consider the situations here. Alright, check. Alright, we've got check there. And then, can I put them in check again? No, not immediately anyway. Not right now, but what I can do is I can drop this queen right here. And I have a reason for that. You'll see what I mean. And keep in mind, this is a Crazy House, so this king is not vulnerable to attack because if anything comes here trying to diagonally attack, oh, well, instead they went there. I was expecting something here, and I was going to put a pawn in the way. But let's just get this knight moved out here. We're not going to let the bishop take that knight. I want to protect my knight. And now they're attacking it with that. Very interesting. And then what we're going to do here, we're just going to add more defenses to this area. We want to add defenses because they're going to take that. I take that bishop. We don't want anything to get too close to the king. And it looks like it already has, unfortunately. We have a little bit of a... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. They forked my king and queen. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Dude. I told you Crazy House is more complex. Dude. Oh, rematch. Okay, here we are. Crazy House. Yeah. Gonna get the knight to f3. Oh, my opponent said, I want to ask something. Sure. I wonder what my opponent's gonna ask me here. What logo is that beside your name? It is called the Progress flag. Or did you mean the unicorn symbol? Because there's the unicorn symbol that's right next to my name at all times. But then there's my profile that has the progress flag. So that's what they were asking. Okay, that distracted me from the game just a little bit there. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like the unicorn. Okay, there we are. So, let's see, what do we have here? You are male or female? Yeah, I'll tell him just transgender. Transgender female. Okay, I always get, I swear, every time I play chess, somebody is asking me, are you gay or are you male or female? I swear, like, this happened yesterday for Chess of the Day, it happened today. Interestingly, people are so interested in knowing such details about me. Because I don't bring it up until they start asking me. Although my profile kind of gives it away. And they're like, sounds good. Thanks. That's funny. But I'm not, okay, that's good. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. Lichess is an entire social network. You know, it's cool there. Okay. They have that there. Hmm. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, they're trying to get, I see what they're doing. They're trying to attack here and checkmate me. If I'd let them checkmate me, they could. But instead, we're going to do this. The knights will defend each other, but also defend this square and attack the queen. So that was actually a pretty good move there. Now the queen's probably going to have to move somewhere. Okay, now we need to do something about that knight. Or do we? Okay, we want to start getting some of these pieces out, obviously. So there we go. We've got, oh, I see how this is. See, if I put this in the way, then they just come there and they're going to kill my rook. Alright, let's move the knight in the way and block the check that way. Now, they can still kill that pawn, but then it leads into a whole nother scenario here that may be different. Okay, so now, see, I'm going to take this knight right there. I'm going to take that knight, then of course they can take my knight, that's true. And then I have an opportunity to take this bishop there. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take that bishop. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, I see. They just put a pawn there. Interesting. Okay, I take the pawn. They're going to drop a bishop right there. See, I told you. Then I have to move out of the way, of course. That's what I'm forced to do by the situation. See, I know my opponent, what they're going to do to me. Sometimes I see how they're going to totally destroy me. That, which is kind of odd, but... Oh, okay. I have to put a pawn in the way. That's how I have to stop this. How sad is that? That's very sad. Okay, but see now, here's what happens is... Okay, I need to defend that rook. I'm not going to just let them take that rook, because that would be a really dumb thing. Just let them take that rook. Oh. Okay. I'll take their bishop. Oh. See what they did to me there? Okay. I see what... Yeah, that's what they did to me. Oh, man. That was so nasty. It was so nasty. But the game's not over. Because it's Crazy House, you know? It goes on a little bit longer there. So now I take that knight. Then I take that pawn there. Okay, this is quite nasty. Very nasty. I don't like it. They've got two queens. Okay, now they've got that. Wow. Dude. Dude, man. Okay, so now we have the situation. Okay. We're going to drop this bishop right here. Okay. Hmm. So now we just retreat this back to here. Wow, dude. What a game. My king's kind of trapped. I don't like this development at all. This is terrifying. At least those two bishops protect each other, and that's kind of important there. Wow. Man, I'm in a mess. Okay, they've taken that. And now... Alright. We're going to have the knights defend each other. The knights protect each other now. And that queen is being attacked. Wow, man. Whoa. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Wait. Oh, I see. I get to drop that pawn there, which probably wasn't really necessary. Probably was not necessary. Because either way, I get to kill the queen. You know, it is what it is. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay, that was a good game. Man, that was just a good game. It was good. Okay. Well, I had some good games. I had some really good games. Actually, let's just do... Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a... Let's do a... Okay, here's what we're going to do. Bullet Crazy House. Bullet Crazy House, okay? 1 minute on each person's time. Bullet Crazy House. Like, we're talking serious time control here. Let's just see what happens. This will be fun. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Yes. I won. I won because my opponent timed out. I just moved my king around so I didn't waste too much time at the end. I had 3.2 seconds left. I just won a bullet crazy house. Perfect way to end a stream, right there. Thanks to anybody who ends up watching this later.